Okay, so let us start. Let us start with the chant. Om Shahana Bhavatu Sahano Bhunaktu Saha Viryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu Ma Vidvishabhai Om Shanti 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 Om. May Brahman protect us both. Read, who have the books? You don't get the page? This is the very beginning, invocation. When the book starts, read that. Read with me. Om. May Brahman protect us both, the teacher and the student, equally. May he enable us to share the benefit of the learning equally. May we be equally strong to grasp the meaning of the learning. May the learning be equally fruitful to us. May we never be jealous of each other. Peace, peace, peace. 3 times. We don't go to that. So make a mark on this page so that we can every day remember this chant. And we can memorize also. Okay, so we are on Kathopanishad. Very interesting scripture. It is the Upanishad is the cream of the experiences of the ancient sages. And it is the treasure house for spiritual freedom and how one can get rid of the troubles of life and can establish themselves in their eternal divine self. So this is a grand book which reminds our inner dignity, inner potentiality, and who are we and how we can raise our consciousness into that divine realm. So it started with that story. Those were few faces new I see. So you know that story that there was a boy was named Nachiketa. His father was performing a great sacred ceremony, and his intention was to go to the heaven. And in every type of sacrifice, you have to give away the gifts at the end of the sacrifice, or the holy people like Brahmins and others. So his father was little, you can say, miserly. So he was giving away things which are not to be given to any honored guest or honored person. And seeing that, his son became very much concerned, and he said that, Father, you are giving away, seeing that it is with this type of gift, he will not be able to achieve the goal what he wanted to reach. That means go to heaven. That was his ideal. Probably he will not be able to do. Because in ritualistic worship, that is the rule. You have to follow exactly the formula and the rules and regulations. You cannot miss one point. So if the gift is not proper, then you don't receive the result. Hey, why not you move on step? Now it's okay. Okay. Now use gap. That you can keep that. Okay. So ultimately came the question that his father ultimately he was asking that I am in this condition, so who you are giving me? I am your son, the most precious child of yours. So are you giving me to whom? If you give me as a gift, then your other gift will be counter acted. That means it will take you to heaven. With this intention, he approached his father, and father got disturbed and angrily said, I give it to the house of Yama, the god of death. And this boy then, listening these words, in his heart there entered the beautiful feeling of what is called the Shraddha, that is faith and trust and respect for himself, for his father, for the teaching. So he thought that why my father is now giving me to the house of the god of death. Only god of death. It is his jurisdiction is only those who do bad things. So I didn't do anything bad. But still my father is sending. Why? There must be some deeper meaning. So let me understand. So with deep respect, he wanted to follow his father's direction. And then he reached the house of the god of death. That means a real knower of truth. And when he went in ancient time, that is the beauty of a spiritual tradition of India, to give us the understanding that this spirituality does not depend on in which stages of life you are. But when your mind is ready and you can have it. So the householder people living in the family life, they were the knowers of Brahman. So when Nachiketa entered into the house of the god of death, and he was out, he was a householder, so he has his other errands to do. And only the family people were there, the women of the home, and they're very kind and generous. That is, and he said, my child, what do you want? We want to see the Lord of death. Well, oh, he's gone out, so at this point, what will you do? Why not you see it? He's gone out, he'll come soon. When he comes, you will meet him. But he said, no, I am come to see him only. I am not to be entertained. Then they offered food and rest to take care. But he said, no, I am not come here for those things. So I want only to see him. My dad has sent me for that purpose. Anyhow, so in this way 3 days passed, that the Lord of Death came, and then as soon as he came, then guided by the family people, he went to please propitiate this guest. That's a very wonderful idea. You see the culture of the country. Guest is so much honorable. He's the god of death. But he goes with humility and says, sorry, I was not here. So you are waiting for me for 3 days. So you should really, I'm really very pleased with it. Please take 3 boons. I can give you any boon you want. Only 3 boons you can ask. And the boy that said that, okay, my first boon. My father is disturbed because I am out. And so first thing should be, let my father sleep well and take rest. And when I go back, after meeting you, he can recognize me. Naturally, others will be able to do, ghost has come, no? People get frightened, difficult to accept. So he said, okay, your father will now sleep well, and then we can rest assured that when you go back, your father will be able to recognize you. So the first boon is done. Second boon, it says that in the heaven, Swarge Loke, in the verse number 12 we have read, that in the heaven, that it is beyond your jurisdiction. The god of death has no jurisdiction in heaven, no? Heaven is, because good karma is done, he goes to heaven. So when it heaven, I'm not under the clutches of the god of death. So, Sarge Loke na bhayam kinchanasti, there is no fear in the heaven. Na tatratvam na jaraya viveti, page 26, verse 12. There, not tatratvam, O God of death, you are not there. And na jaraya, there is no old age. There nobody gets old. So, and there is no fear of death because your jurisdiction is not there. So it is the concept of heaven like that. Ubhetitva asanaya pipasi sukatito modate sargaloke. And going beyond tirtva asanaya pipasi. There is no thirst, there is no hunger. Yeah? We are all so much working hard. Why? For having to quench our thirst and hunger. No? So there is no thirst because it is heaven. Heaven is such a thing. You are young all the time. You don't feel sick. There is no doctor is necessary. There is no question of lawyer there. There is no question of any other disease. There is no question of any fear. So that's a wonderful place. So Sukadiko, people crossing the relative suffering and pain or bereavement, modate swargaloke. They enjoy the heavenly bliss. So, and then, Arjuna said that, then he said, second question then said that after death, people say there is heaven. Is there any heaven? And if it is so, is there any way to reach? So then the Yama, because he promised 3 boons, second boon is this. So he description that yes, you can do this and reach heaven by this process of spiritual practice, offering oblation and doing sacrificial fire. Okay, you do it. And then how you do? So do this way, do that way, do that way, do that way. Now, that was the verse, second verse. Then 13 verse number 13, we said, Swatamagning. I think it is 13 we ended or 14?
We finished 13, we're on 14.
Okay, we are on 14. So 13 we also did. Swatamagning, 13 I am reading, just to go to the 14. Swatamagning swargamadhe simittu prabruhitram shraddhanaya majyam sargaloka amritattam bhajante vetadvitiyeno brine vareno. So the second boon I am asking you, that in the heaven there is no old age, no sickness, no thirst, no hunger, and then there is no bereavement and pain. So that heaven, please tell me, said how to put the fire, and O Lord of death, please say on page 28, O death, you knowest the fire sacrifice which leads to heaven. Explain that to me, for I am full of faith, and that fire by which those who aim at the attainment of heaven attain immortality. So how you know that, and teach me. I pray for this as my second boon. Now, let us start in the verse number 14. Join me chanting. Prate bravimi tadume nibodha sargam agning nachiketa prajanan anantalokaaptim atho pratishtham Vidhi tamitam nihitam guhayam. So what does it mean? It says, Prate bravimi. I am very pleased. You are putting such good question. I will surely tell you, Prate bravimi, I will tell you. Tadume nibodo, but you also listen very attentively what I am saying. Prate bravimi tadume nibodha. Not like a scattered mind. Pay attention what I am telling you. So the god of death now is responding to the question of Nachiketa, that teach me how to go to heaven. So he is now agreeing to that. I am very pleased, I will tell you. Then Prate bravimi, Niboda, Sargam Agni Nachiketa. That Agni, that the sacrificial fire, Agni is the fire. That sacrificial fire, which Prajanan, knowing which, Sargam, one can reach the heaven, O Nachiketa, which this Sarga, this heaven is what? Description of heaven is Anantalokaptim Atho Pratishtham. As if it is this is the foundation or the support of all the heaven, all the joys of the world. Anantalokam. Anantalokam means lokam is the plane of existence. Ananta means infinite. But it is not actually Brahman. Mark it. A student moves from one level to the other level to the other level. No? So the student who is very much wants enjoyment here, let them be satisfied. But when getting all the enjoyment in this world, when they think, oh, I got this, I got that, but that does not stay long. Then they go for Sarga, heaven, because we have heard Sarga is a place where you have your long, continuous happiness and joy, no suffering, no pain. So people, next stage is to go to heaven. And in that, when you say that you go to heaven, naturally people will say, what is there in heaven? Oh, it is Anantalokam. It is like you have attained a loko, a plane of infinite plane of existence. No? Anantalokam Atha Pratishta. I know well the fire sacrifice, O Nachiketa, on page 30, which leads to heaven, and I will tell you to you. Learn it from me. Know that it is the means of attainment of eternal heaven. That's why Anantalokam, as if you will attain eternity. That's why many religions have the concept heaven is eternal. But Vedanta only differs here. Heaven is place of joy and fun, undoubtedly. But heaven is not eternal. It is eternal in relation to us. Why? Just analyze. We human beings live for 100 years. No? And in heaven, your life is how many thousands of years? When your a period of enjoyment is longer. It's all relative, no? In the material plane, when you are in happy mood, 1 hour you may spend in happy mood, it appears like a few minutes, no? But you have spent 1 long hour maybe. Similarly in the heaven, that joy is so vast in comparison to the materialistic joy, what we get it here, by little eating, seeing, tasting, touching, whatever we get, is so little. In that comparison, it is eternal. But don't have a misconception that they are talking of the Brahman, which is absolute. So, though it is language seems like he is talking about Anantam, Anantaloka means that plane, that joy, almost eternal. You go to heaven and you enjoy for a long time. Yes, it's long time. You are traveling a long distance, as the example that you are in a plane and going to India. So it is 14 hours or some such minimum flight. So it is a long flight. You enjoy there. But as soon as it lands there, get out. That means you stay there, enjoy there, and its duration is limited. But it is long, 14 hours plane journey. I go 1 hour to Texas, 2 hours here, 3 hours here. It is 4 hours, it is 18 hours. So that is Ananta. The concept of Ananta here, we have to understand, otherwise you will mix up with the bliss of Brahman. So that's why it says that know that it is the means of attainment of eternal heaven and also the support of the universe. The whole world, the support is what? Brahman is the support. But next support is the joy, lingering joy, long time available joy, rather than the petty joy as we are here. We are like, Ramakrishna's example, a mice. Mice wants to eat a stack of storehouse of granary is there. But they spread, the people are very intelligent, they spread some grains outside. so that the rats and others don't go inside the main stack. So they come and eat one or two grains and wow, 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 I'm happy and go back. So it is much better than that of that heaven, that earthly joy. It is much higher, but it is not the eternal joy. So it is, and also the support of the universe, and is seated in the cavity of the heart of the learner. That means it is in your heart. That joy. Actually, reality, this heaven and everything is a mental plane. That's why I call, in spiritual level, there are three levels they call Mahakasa. Mahakasa means this great space in which I see you, you see me, we eat, we sleep, we smile, we cry, whatever we do in this plane, no? Mahakasa. Then it comes to Chittakasa, another flight, where you live in your mental space. And in mental space there is also joy, there is also suffering. But if you think of do good things, your mind becomes little receptive to the higher type of joy, then you can live in different planes. We call the Devi Loka. Now it is Mother Durga's period. One can live in the plane of the Devi Loka. And heaven is also one of the mental planes. So you live in the mental plane. Then you go to Chit Akasa. You go another lift above Sarga, above heaven. That means it is all in the mind. That's why spirituality is in the mind. Heaven is in your mind. Hell is in the mind. Is it not? People in this life itself, one can feel heaven, heavenly joy. One can feel the hellish experience, depending on the condition of the mind. So, as the mind is here, it is a seated cavity of the heart, means all this in your heart. Now, if you really lift yourself from the gross level, then you go to subtler and subtler and subtler. This is the Chidakasa. So, third stage. So, heaven is in the second stage, Chitta Akasha. Chitta means mind. In the level of the mind, purified mind, a little higher mind, you cannot go to heaven unless you are honest, you are sincere, you do good action, charitable activity. You cannot go to heaven by killing somebody. Though there, somebody may think that they will go, but I do not know. The scripture don't support that. You have to be charitable, you have to be honest, you have to be dedicating, you have to AJ, his father. Nachiketa's father is doing what? One type of sacrifice. Name is sacrifice. Where you have to give away everything. Whatever you have, give away. You give away the material thing, you will gain in the heaven a longer happiness. So that is the Hindu concept of happiness, and in every religion, that is the idea. Where we don't get it here, we go to that level and enjoy some lingering joy. But understand it is not permanent. So that is the verse. Got it? That go to heaven, and Nachiketa's guru, that is the guru, this what is called the god of death, he says, I know this. I know how people can go to heaven. So I know this sacrificial fire, going to heaven, and I'll tell you because I have promised you that I'll give you the boon. And learn it now, what I'm saying, pay attention and learn from me. And know that it is the means of attainment of eternal heaven. That because this is the allurement. So, okay, this is higher joy. Okay, I'll tell you about that. And also, that is the support of the universe and is seated in the cavity of the heart of the learner. That is more important. All your joys, all your visions, all your experience, where it happens? In your heart. That is called the heart center. That's why our gurus give us the direction to meditate here. It may happen in another plane also, but till then it is the mind. Your mind dissolves, then you are in samadhi. You cannot experience anything. Experience, experiencer, and the experience, three dissolve. But so long you are having this experience of higher joy and lingering joy, that is happening in the mental plane. No? Maybe another level is there. But all experience is in the heart. That's why it is seated in the heart. So practicing spiritual discipline, one can go austerity, charity, these are necessary. So, to heavenly abode you can go. Now, 15 verse. Let me see what they talk about this Guhayam, anything. Okay, no, not much. So let us have the verse number 15. Lokadimogning Kadimogning Tamuvacha tasmai Ya ishtaka Yavatirva Yathava Sachapitat Pratyabadat Yathuktam Pratyabadat Yathuktam Athasya mrittuhu Punarevahatushtaha. Now, Lokadim Agnim, the Loka, you are going to the higher plane, that Loka, and the Agni means the sacrificial fire, what you have to practice and put the fire on. Tamuvacha tasmai. Tam uvacha tasmai. Tam means to Nachiketa. Uvacha means said. Who said? That Guru. Here is the Lord of Death. That Lord of Death then said this to the boy Nachiketa. What he said? What he taught? Ya ishtaka javatirva yathava. Ishtaka means the bricks. When you do our home of fire, you have seen it can we do in a copper tray, no? But earlier tradition you'll find they dig the ground and put sand and then put bricks around to make square outside and then put the sand and make a diagram and put, as we do every time, with the pieces of wood, how to place it, which direction, and all this what is to be learned. In those days it was restricted to the teacher. Unless you learn from teacher, books were not available. So he said, I am going to tell all of this. Ya ishtaka, as you have to place these bricks in order. Yatha javatirva, or whatever you have to put. Javati means how many types of structure is necessary, or design is necessary, all these details. Javatirva, yathava, and how you have to put one item, next item, third item, fourth item, as we do in our, as you have observed our worship, the same standard is saying, I will tell you. And then, as a teacher, was so surprised that the boy immediately, Shachapitat Pratyabadat, this boy immediately hearing from the teacher, we take notes, no? And we then again correct it and recorrect and show it and see, sir, am I right, am I wrong, this, that. But the boy's memory is so sharp. As soon as he listened, he pratyavadat, he recapitulated whatever his teacher said, verbatim, like a tape recorder. That means, sir, did you say I will do this, do this, do this, do this, and do the first step, second step, third step, this is. Sachapitat pratyavadat jatha uktam. No editing. Whatever Guru has told, he exactly he prati avadat. That means read, spelled out. Sir, you told like this, no? Athasya mrittuhu. And hearing this, Mrittu, the god of death, punarevo ahatushta. He again said, being very pleased because he has such a wonderful student. Here I remind you one story in Swami Vivekananda's life. No? He's exactly good student and good teacher, how they feel pleased. First of all, when Swami Vivekananda was a wandering monk, he went to Himalayas. And there was Dhanraj Giriji, one great spiritual giant. But he does not belong to Ramakrishna order or anything. He's a monk outside in the Himalayas, so many monks, and he's very respected Swami, Brahmagyani. So, and Swami Vivekananda was the earnest seeker of truth. So he finds after Ramakrishna also, he never stopped searching for the truth. So whenever he get any chance, Pawari Baba he got, who was a great yogi, he wanted to learn from him. So he said, sir, give me initiation, teach me how to do yoga. He's an open-minded person. Though he got everything, Nirvikalpa, Sabikalpa, these, that, all in spiritual domain he had got. And he met this Dhanraj Giriji, and he was such a great scholar, orthodox scholar. So Swamiji wanted to study under him in an orthodox way. And he gives every day monastic class. Only monks are allowed. No monk without, if he's not a renounced monk, he has no entry in that room. So he approached, and when he approached the teacher, Dhanraj Giriji, he said, you boy, where do you come from? No, I come from Bengal. Who is your guru? My guru is Ramakrishna Paramahamsa. Where did you get your sannyas? Well, we did our sannyas ourselves because our guru passed away, physical body gone. So we took sannyas before his presence of the footprint or something. They said, you took sannyas yourself? Are you a Brahmin? No, sir, I am not. Get out. You are neither a Brahmin, and now a guru has given you sannyas. You took sannyas yourself, and you will come to learn from Vedanta from me. Get out. So he got disappointed anyhow, but he's a stubborn student. That stubbornness is good, but we are stubborn in some other petty things. But he was stubborn in right type of thing. So what he did, and the teaching is not like this in a nice environment, air condition or heat, cool. In Himalayas you can understand. So he used to give the class in the early morning. We do meditate in the morning, they have scriptural class. So the class was going on. So he used to give class around maybe 3:30, 4 o'clock in the early morning. And all the sannyasis will come and he will sit and he will teach Brahma Sutra. He was teaching Brahma Sutras. You know the Brahma Sutras. So now, but he was not allowed to enter. Vivekananda was not allowed to enter. So he was just, if this is the hall, he's sitting just outside. And in the darkness, 3:30 or 4 in Himalayas, you can see he's sitting in the steps outside. Nobody can notice him. But he silently came at that early morning just to listen. And he is giving the class here. And no microphone, nothing. But his attention. So one day he learned, second day he learned, and third day, probably how this teacher, when he is going after the class to the Ganges or something, on the stairs, when he was stepping down, he found somebody suddenly running away to some other dark place. So he said, who is there? Then Swami Vivekananda came out and said, sir, I am here. What are you doing here in this early morning? Well, sir, I was listening to your discourse. You are listening to my discourse? What do you understand? Do you understand anything? Well, sir, I was attending here. Yes, I can tell what you have said. How many days you are attending? 3 days. If you order me, then I can tell what you have taught. He said, tell me, what did I say in the first day? So he then, Swami Vivekananda started saying like verbatim, he said, this is exactly that word. Yatha uktam. As the teacher taught, exactly he started talking that you take up this verse on the Brahma Sutras and you explained the main verse and then you took the Shankara's commentary and you went on like this, and this is the conclusion of that day's discussion. And the Guru was getting really astounded. So one day, Asha, what the next day? And he forgot that he was going to the Ganges. And then he said, second day you did like that. Then what about today? Today you did like that, and this is your conclusion. And this teacher who was asking before, you are not a Brahmin, yeah, you are not taking sannyas rightly, he embraced him and said, I have never seen such a student like you. Now you join me. I will teach whatever I know, everything I give it to you. And that is the grace of the Guru giving all the wisdom to them. So this is the same thing. Nachiketa, because he could such a wonderful memory and such devotion, such faith and such trust, and learned so perfectly that he got totally overwhelmed. And that listening to that, he said, I am very much pleased with you when he recapitulated. As here Swamiji got the entire lesson from Dhamraj Giriji, and similarly here Nachiketa, that is the same story happens in the history. Now, then what is the thing? I am very pleased. Means what? He is saying that I will give you another extra boon. So three already given. Only second boon, part of the second boon, he gets another extra boon. That means four boons together. What is the third boon? Is coming now. So Jama then explained to him the fire sacrifice, the source of the worlds, what class of bricks are required for the altar on page 32, and how they are to be placed, and Nachiketa repeated back to the teacher all as explained. Then Yama, being pleased at this, said again what he said. Now we are reading the 16th verse. Tamabravit priyo mano mahatma, bravit priyo mano mahatma, Varang tabe hiyadda dadami bhuyaha, Varang tabe hadyo dadami bhuyaha, Tabaiva namna, Tabaiva namna, Bhavitayam agnihi, Bhavitayam agnihi, Srinkang chemam, Srinkang chemam, Aneka rupam grihano. So he says, Tam abravit priyomano. Tam means to the Nachiketa, the boy. Abravit, the teacher, is told. Priyoman, being very pleased to the student's achievement, receptibility, and sincerity. That Mahatma means that Guru. Baram tabeyaddu dadami bhuya. I will give you another bara. Bara means boon. I am conferring you another boon, extra. You have not charged. I said three, but in this I am giving you extra. What is that? Again, bhuya means again. Again, I am offering you another extra boon. What is that? Tabaiva namna. But in your name, this sacrificial fire will be named after you. That means in future, whoever wants to go to heaven, they will remember you. You are such a great, talented student, so you will be immortal in the minds of the people who go to heaven even. So, Tabaiva Namna, your very name, Bhavita Ayam Agni, this Agni, this fire, sacrifice, will be named after you. Sinkang Cha Imam Anekaruma Rupam Grihano. Please accept this multiform and variegated necklace. This necklace means it is this special blessings, and you will be immortal in the hearts of even the gods who go to heaven. No? So 16 verse, page 33, translation. Being delighted, the magnanimous Lord of Death spoke to him, Nachiketas. What he said? Quote, I grant now this additional boon. This fire sacrifice shall be named after thee, that means after you, and take thou this multiform and variegated necklace. That means garden. Here is a Lord Death is offering here to his disciple a medal of appreciation in the form of jeweled necklace. You can say he had one jewel, maybe necklace, he is offering to the student also, because he is going to heaven. So he is so pleased that he give in one boon two things also. One, that your name will be remembered by all the people who are going to heaven first, and I am offering this necklace, costly. So here is the Lord of Death offering, here the Srinkam. Sri Shankaracharya in his commentary gives two meaning of this word Srinkam, means this garland. Garland maybe garland of jewels and gems and jewels. But Shankaracharya says, what are the jewels? Garden, two Srinkam, one garden and action, which shall yield many glorious fruits. Maybe, as Shankara says, Lord Death might have initiated his disciple into some more secret methods of fulfilling the desires of mankind through mystic rituals and propitiatory ceremonies. Because people want to have so many things in their mind to fulfill the desire. In Hindu, there are many heavens, not one heaven. 7 heavens are there. In Christianity, only one heaven. It may be monotonous, but in here you can enjoy according to you which heaven you like to go. Your work will take you to that heaven, particular heaven, according to your auspicious work you did, how much charitable thing you did in your life. Depending on that, you will go to those places. Or it may be mean like that, the Lord Death presented the Brahmana boy with a chain studded with precious jewels. So Shankara says he gave him two things, garland and action. Action means what type of performance one should have to perform to go to heaven, to be, say, the king of the world. You want to have any desire can be fulfilled by your austerity and practice as sacrificial fire. So he have taught all these other minor sacrificial fires so that any humanity can henceforth follow those things to get the heavenly joys in different planes. Or he says, this is Brahmin boy, so your chain of started with the precious jewel, that may be. Whatever it may be, the purpose of the Upanishad is solved if we understand that the acute intelligence and extraordinary retentive capacity of the student have brought forth in applause from his own teacher. Shankara is compelled to bring out these two meanings separately because later in the verse number 2nd chapter 3rd verse, the same term is used clearly meaning a path. Means the same meaning chain can also be accommodated in both the mantras here as ornamented and there a golden fetter. So one should be then intellectually a Nachiketa if one were to pursue the study of the Shastras and thus plan out one's own liberation. We may take the warning and understand that Brahma Vidya is to be pursued in a real sannyasa attitude, not by illiterate scum of society who cannot seek and find success in life even then when they have chance to pursue their education. So here is a great lesson also. That if you are not, if you cannot maintain yourself in this world, how can you maintain in heaven? So in this life, be successful. Attain whatever the world can give. And see how futile is that. Without getting all these things, getting the fun of joy in heaven, you say, I give up heaven. You do not know what is heaven. How can you give up? Got the point? In Hindu religion always talks about absolute knowledge. But absolute knowledge is not so easy. Unless one goes through the experience of life, this joy, what the world can give, this joy, what the heaven can give, I am not satisfied. I got it. I am tired. I don't find that that is the ultimate. So then you seek for the ultimate knowledge of the Brahman. So this is also another teaching that Nachiketa first asked for the worldly prayer for father, his anxieties, his worries, and he's going back, return. Second, he said, I want to know about the heaven and what the heaven can give me. He has now mastered that. He can easily go to the heaven, but he will not be satisfied because he has a good past of his good, big, early life's great sacrifice he has done. So he is now asking for the next verses will tell us he is asking for the higher goal. So let us go to the verse number. You can put question because you have the books. You come with reading the verses so that you can put any question that will make it more lively. Yes.
I just read in Vivekananda before he left for America the second time. He said that the adhikari is not worth it. You should go for God realization anyway.
Yeah, that out of enthusiasm to give us inspiration, that is true.
He said it to Bellarmine, not to the Americans.
No, he told to the monastics. So monastics, you have already given up your life for God realization. Go forward. Don't stop. And it is difficult, but difficult unless one is finished with the experience of life, you cannot go for the next one. It is true. If I am not finished with my temptations, what my allurement at the basic level, and you talk about, okay, give up this and go to heaven. This is a fictitious talk you are talking. How can you give up? So that's why the maturity is a question, and that is expressed as odhikari. Odhikari means the competency. Competency of the student. Yes, competency of the student is important. Otherwise they will not grasp the idea. They will take wrongly. Every scripture we are reading, they will make a wrong meaning of it. That's why so many philosophies has come. Now, 18 verse. Trina chiketa strayameta dviditva yaevam vidvan chinute nachiketam Swamitupashat purata pranodya shokatigo modate svargaloke. So it says, three nachiketa, he who has performed the nachiketa fire sacrifice thrice. Not one time you cannot go to heaven. With all your detailed arrangement of sacrificial fire and chanting that mantra, doing all the paraphernalias, all the details you have to do, and then you can go to heaven. But we do also this sacrificial fire. If we do some mistake, that does not bother, because we say, oh Lord, you be happy. We don't want anything from you. We don't want anything material. What do you want? We at the prayer we say at the time of resolution, we are performing this sacrificial fire for spiritual development of the devotees and the renunciation and spirit of dedication that come in the heart of the monks and nuns. So our desire is different. That's why if you want to really go to heaven, you cannot make a mistake in your driving. Suppose you are going to, there is a heaven, and you are driving, and you make a mistake in your driving, take a wrong turn here and there, and you cannot reach heaven. But we have no goal to reach the heaven. Our goal is to please the Lord, so that we get love and devotion and our spiritual enlightenment. So here, if you do mistake, we can only say, oh Lord, please forgive me if I have missed anything, but give us love and devotion. So, it does not need so much detail to be done perfectly and this and that. Though we should try. But if it fails, but in the journey of heaven, if you do mistake, you will not reach the goal. That's why very meticulous, very particular. So he says, if you do 3 times Nachiketa, what Nachiketa Agni? The same sacrificial fire which Guru says it will be in your name. So now he himself is saying, this is Nachiketa Agni. This fire sacrifice is called Nachiketa Agni. So if one performs 3 times, okay, he who performs fire sacrifice 3 thrice and thus knows the 3, Trayamita Viditva, knows the 3, throws off the chains of death. Chinute Nachiketa. So Mrityu Pasam. Pasam is the tie, the bondage. We are bound by death, no? That's why we all fear. Why we fear? I will lose this. Huh? That's the fear. The death, as if it is a tie, it is bound us into the material world and to the body and mind. So this tie, which is Mrityu Pasha, Purata Pranudda, he breaks open to that tie and Shokadiko, he crosses Shoka. Shoka means what you call Shoka. Shoka is bereavement. Bereavement, in anything we lose in the world, we cry, and we repent. We get frightened. So Shoka and Shoka, Tigo, death and fall beyond itself goes beyond the sorrow and also Shoka, Tigo, Modate. And they reside in the heaven and enjoy the heavenly bliss. So what does it mean? That if you perform this 3 times, this Nachiketa, he is living here, he lives in happiness and peace. Huh? And when he dies, he goes for that heavenly joy and enjoys that. Regular happiness, no? It is like that. You go to heaven, but that sargo is good. Yama Brinitha Titiyena Varena Yama Chiketa, and which you are craving for, asking this question. People can go to different planes of heaven. I have given you. Now you tell me what you want for the 3rd boon. See, we'll be puzzled if someone comes and gives us 3 boon. What shall we ask for? We'll ask that, oh Lord, only for 1 boon. Somebody came and gave him 1 boon. So what 1 boon? You have to ask everything in 1 boon. So he said, oh Lord, you give me a boon so that I can enjoy eating with my grandson in a golden plate with sumptuous food. And so that is the only 1 boon. What she is asking? I will not die now. My sons will be there. They will have their grandson there, and I'll not like a pauper. I'll be rich guy, so that I don't eat in ordinary stainless plate or ceramic plate. That is not my food. Golden plate, golden glass. That means standard of your living is so high. So I get so much wealth, so much progeny. So in 1 boon he asked. So think about these 3 boons. Suppose God of death comes before us and asks me 3 boons. What shall we ask? It's very difficult what to ask for. Now the 3rd boon, Nachiketa, is given to ask for the